DJ Keith Scott checking in.
Shout out to
MyhellofalifeTV.
And I got my dog with me today, DJ Keith Scott. What's happening?
What's up, man? I've been waiting to do this.
Say, man, hey, that makes me happy, dog. You come sit down and rock with your boy right quick.
What you got?
We gonna talk a little bit, man. Let me know, you've been DJing for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? I've always watched you come up in the game. Do you feel like at what point in your career you felt like, man, the city taking me serious and, you know, I'm starting to earn my shine in this?
Shit, they still don't take me serious. That's just my opinion. I feel like they know, but they don't know, and I guess it's cool because I take on that role like I'm gonna show you type approach, but I still don't think they know. I mean, they got other cats that was out here before me. You know, the city they catch on and shit late, so it is what it is. But I know what it is. I thought I had my break when my dude Envy shouted me out on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, we gonna get to that.
Yeah, but it didn't happen like that. So,
well, look, I can say one thing, man. I know every time I'm scrolling down my timeline, I constantly see you on a flyer somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You non-stop book, dog. Like how you managing that, bro? These days, you don't get no sleep.
Shit, I ain't sleep last night. Fuck, we just was talking about that.
Right.
Nah, real life, as long as they got a bag, I'ma chase it.
Right.
All money ain't good money, but all DJ money is good money.
I hear you.
That's just my opinion.
Well, look, that's what we should talk about. At what point did you go from what you was first charging to what you charging now? Like, what point you switched it up and say, hey, I can start asking for a little more? When I started getting more in demand. Like private parties and like the private parties and the weddings is really what that took it for the next level. See, how can I put it? The club scene, it's kind of like standard. You know, everybody want to kind of give you the standard rate. Like, as good as I am or as good as I think I am, they still don't. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I mean, but they know when it's a big night, they know who to call. Yeah, they got you on the fly.
And when they call, just call right. I make posts all day talking about don't call me with foolishness.
Right.
I ain't here for charity.
This ain't a hobby. It's a job. It's a profession.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby. But as a professional,
right,
I'm here to collect that bag. I'm more than sure LeBron love basketball.
Right.
All his heart. But he ain't stepping on that court for less than the right number. And we know that. Like,
right. True that.
Nike not even about to play with him. So why play with me?
Right. So speaking of, you say like big nights, big events, you talk a little bit about what's the difference in your mind when you got like the stage full of celebrities and just an average night. You know what I'm saying?
All of them are parties. Real life, I'm gonna be all honest with you. I'm so green and goofy that I am, and that's bad, but I am. I'm really green and goofy because I be on stage with the celebs and always forget to get a picture. I always, you ever notice my page? My Instagram is not popping because I always manage to not get a picture. And other than that, though, I mean, I treat all parties the same. I treat every party like it's it make or break my career.
Right.
Cause that one party when I'm whack,
right,
it could really hurt me. Now I ain't gonna lie, I get the parties and be ready to go. You can see it all over my face. Cause I would just be like, why am I here? Like, why are we even wasting my time? I ain't gonna lie, but now I'm just saying that, not saying like on a cocky state, just saying that it's just like, I feed off of people. So like, if there ain't nobody partying, there ain't no purpose for me to be there.
Right.
That's my opinion, you know.
Right. So like we were speaking earlier, and you know you brought him up. You know we talking about the celeb thing right quick. You know when DJ Envy name dropped you on Breakfast Club when Larry Bird was a guest. I mean, just tell me when you heard it come out of his mouth, watching it. What was your reaction?
It was like when you was a kid and you used to watch Michael Jordan. For me. Cause this somebody like I idolize. Like it's somebody like you hear him every morning. You hear DJ Envy. Used to hear him on the mixtapes back in the day. You know DJ Envy. Yeah. Like used to scream out. Used to be like then when you finally meet him and then it's like he shot him out on the Breakfast Club, but what people don't even know is before the Breakfast Club interview, he shot him out on his page.
Okay.
Twice.
Yeah.
So it was like I was in Atlanta. I never forget this. I was telling the dude, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm in New Orleans, I'm this, that, and the other. And dude come back in the DJ booth was like, man, you not this, man. DJ Envy just posted you. And I was like, what? And it was random. And I was just like, man, shout out to my guy, man. Like, DJ Envy he a Virgo, by the way, just like me. So that's my Virgo brother. And like he trill. Like I did a solid for him when I first met him, just out of the kindness of my heart and on some like, man, like that's big homie. Like can't have him out here. Like, I know he traveled, so like he left his Charger. I thought it was mine, but it actually was his.
Right.
I hit Larry. Larry was like, there was a strip club. I hit him up like via DM. Like I just DM him like, yo, you like your issue at the spot. And he was just like, man, we on our way to the airport. And at the time, like I was like New Orleans, I'm like, man, it was raining. Like it just started raining. And like I was like, man, I'm gonna break. That's Envy. Like I can't, like that's my role model. Like, that's somebody I look up to and say, man, look, I want my career to follow in those steps. So yeah, it was a no-brainer to me.
Right.
So, and somebody look at it as like, oh, you was doing it for that. I really honestly wasn't. I was doing it because of who it was, not of what I was trying to gain. Because I didn't gain much out of it, but a friendship. So,
right.
And I didn't say a friendship. I gained respect. That's what I should say.
Yeah.
So as a man, he respected me.
Right. Hell yeah. Well, that type of stuff, just real quick, this is not a question, but that type of stuff, that shows the character of you, who you are as a person. And to me, I believe good people always eventually come out on top and be successful.
Right.
Speaking on, you mentioned a little bit about, connecting with people and all that, the crowds and all that. And you said your Instagram, in your mind, not really popping that much. I get what you're saying as far as, it's not thousands upon thousands. But I got to bring up, I love the hell out of your Instagram, dog, because you know to say or do whatever you feel like doing. Because honestly, which is a good thing.
That's me.
And just some of the vibes that you give off on Instagram leads me to this question where I got to get a straight answer. Do you feel like you're the best DJ in the city of New Orleans?
Yes. There's no ifs and buts about it. Yes.
And tell us why. Because
at the end of the day, no one was raised or taught to be second best.
Right.
Your mom, your grandmother, you ain't have a mom or a grandmother, you had a foster mama. They told you to go out to be the best that you could possibly be. So me sitting here saying I'm not the best, that would be nuts.
Right.
It just would be. So I feel as though at the end of the day, until somebody prove me wrong, until I fail at a party, and please let me know when I fail at a party. If I fail at my job, then I'm no longer the best.
Right.
But as long as the party is rocking, my name on the flyer, I'm gonna take that credit.
Right.
Because I feel like at some point in the party, I had them bouncing their head. When I did Larry party this year, and Meek turned around and looked and bobbed his head when I went to that up north set, or when I did that QC set, and Coach K was standing up, or this, that, and the other, I looked at that. Like, so it's like if the big dogs in the industry like it,
right,
and then you got the city people liking it, so why wouldn't I call myself the best?
Right. So speaking of, like you said, the industry people, when you go out of town, just the experiences you have, and compared to New Orleans, what do you feel like New Orleans nightlife is lacking, and how can it be changed? It's something you could do.
Hip hop. When I say that, I say this. There's nowhere else in the world like New Orleans. Nowhere. There's no culture close in my mind. But there's also no reason why we aren't like the rest of the world. We New Orleans, but why do we have to be simple? Why do we have to only be able to play bounce for 45 minutes to 2 hours in a party?
Right.
I don't need you to request that you want to hear bounce. Nobody needs to. We know that. Like, that's a given. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. The hardest thing in the world to do is to put them on something. I ain't never, like, who don't want to go to the club and be like, man, what was that song? Remember that song? He played it and like it was hard. And he was like, and they don't know that. How they don't know the new Future? How how can we give our own artists a platform if we not playing these records? And I get my artists all day that feel like, man, I got a hit. And it's like, how is it a hit? Your record ain't got 5,000 views on any social media platform. How can I help you? You got a billion people that can listen to this and you can't get 5. That's crazy.
Right.
So that's not my fault. That's yours. All I want nightlife in New Orleans to be more open-minded. That's my only goal.
Right.
Because it's like, I want to be able to play Nigerian music because we got Nigerians in here. I want to be able to play the West Coast vibe because they got people from Cali.
Right.
But we look at it as so simple-minded. It's like, I don't know that. Listen to it. You might like it. They don't. Them people you got to think about. We got out-of-towners in the building, and they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear bounce because they don't know it. They don't know how to dance to it. They don't even know how to shake to it. But they have to sit through it. So why can't you sit through what they got for 5 minutes?
Right. Well, I definitely respect that because I was gonna say, you know, I've been in places when you get on the mic because you're real vocal on the mic for those who have been to your parties,
Yeah.
and you will say something like, "Man, I'm only playing this bounce for like 10 minutes."
Listen. When I say this, I'm gonna look at the camera fully and say this. I don't dislike bounce. I don't discredit bounce. I take my hat off to the pioneers of bounce, to the bounce artists that are currently doing their thing. I could go through a list of bounce artists right now that I actually like. I'm not personally listening to because it's not my personal favorite, but at the same time, we don't have to spend a whole night on that. That's just like if I had a night where I played Future the whole night, you'll hate me.
Right.
Or if I played only R&B for a good 45 minutes straight, just like you come to the club to get a vibe. How can you get a vibe if you listen to the same thing over and over again? You can only dip for so long. You can only shake for so long. Eventually, it becomes like, it just becomes like noise. It's not even, you don't even listen to the words anymore. You just like, okay, he played that. It's not the same song. Then bounce already has the same type of tempo, so which means
right.
You're hearing the same thing. Man, listen, I'm vocal on the mic, and when I say that I'm only playing this for this amount of time, or this for that, I'm not saying it with the intent that I'm never going back to it. I'm saying it is like, you're not about to get this block party from me. I ain't the block party DJ.
Yeah.
That was me 5 years ago. I would have did a block party. At this point now, at some point you gotta rise above what you started from. I was the barbecue man. I did any barbecue you call me, barbecues, I'm here. I ain't the barbecue man no more. So the club is not the barbecue scene. That's how they gotta look at it. But it's hard to tell people that when they're so accustomed to hearing what they want. You gotta think about it. I DJ at one spot a night, or maybe 2 spots a night, when they got 15 other DJs that DJ, and they might run beat all night.
Right.
So that's kind of, you know.
Well, can you talk a little bit about how, bounce music, when Drake took that song, you know what I'm saying? He come down here, he shoot the video. The fact that he was coming to do it, basically using a bounce track, it also gave you a good opportunity because you got the DJ, like the personal party and all that, meet Drake, everything like that. Can you speak on that a little bit? Like there is, I guess, what's the pros and cons to the bounce music stretching just out of New Orleans and into the mainstream?
All right, so bounce music being taken from locals and turned into a mainstream thing is actually supposed to be a good thing for New Orleans because it gives a platform for all of the bounce artists who are actually just doing that. You get all these people, like the Chance the Rapper just did a commercial.
Yeah, Doritos. Yeah.
And the Doritos commercial, and you got people, you know, man, New Orleans DJ is gonna play this, and you gotta look at it. That dude heard a bounce track and got on the track and paid homage to Lil Wayne, and nobody ever realized that's what he was doing.
Right.
He rapped in Wayne's tone. He did everything like Wayne. So for me, I look at it like this. Drake did that party, and Taz, who's Drake and Wayne's manager, Taz was like, man, save the bounce for when Drake get here. Like, you know, I want him to experience that, because what he said was when he was making Nice for What, he wanted a song to make women act like they act in New Orleans.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Right.
Because you're talking about somebody who's been all around the world.
Right.
Who is probably at right now, he's like the greatest hip hop artist of our time.
Right.
Jay-Z has passed that tone, that throne on. So at this point, he is. Everything he touches gold.
Right.
So for him to put a song together and it was all New Orleans in real life. He had a New Orleans producer. He had Big Freedia on there. I mean, I don't know what more you could ask for. Bobby Jean was on there. Shout out to Bobby Jean. Yeah. And people don't even know that's her that says watch the breakdown. But but what it did was she have something she could build off of now. You see what I'm saying? So he